Hey everybody, Johnny B. Good here. Good afternoon, or actually still good morning greetings here in Moriarty, New Mexico. My nose is getting itchy here. Oh, jeez. All right, the local time here, it is 10:39. If I could just see the numbers. Yeah. All right, we are traveling on Interstate 40, westerly bound. It's hard to think. I gotta keep scratching my nose. All right, I'd like to ask a question to Gold Guns and Golf. He is one of my subscribers who is a firm believer of atheism. First of all, I'd like to say I respect your belief. There's nobody, religion is never a forceful thing. No religion in the world should shove it down your throat, most especially Christianity. Although there are religions out there that will kill you if you don't believe what they believe. But hey, we are in the free country. God gave us the free will to believe whatever you want to believe. But know this, there are consequences in all what we believe. So, my question is, I've always wondered about this. Can evil exist without God? Can evil exist without, the existence of holiness? Can sin exist without the existence of God? Now, you made a comment that sin is Sin is a fiction, man-made, made by man. Okay, well, so again, if God doesn't exist, sin doesn't exist. If God doesn't exist, can evil exist without existence of God? If I was an atheist, I would say no, right? I mean, evil is the opposite of God, so therefore, if evil exists, God has to exist. Does that make sense? How many of you out there believe that in order for evil to exist, God has to exist? Or can evil exist without God? It seems illogical to think. I mean, it seems so foreign to think that evil can exist without the existence of a holy God. What do you think? All right, so whatever your answer is, I mean, of course, you guys know what my answer is, and I'm 99% sure of what your answers are. Although there are a few out there who would probably answer different. So my question is like this: What if there was a man, a person, you know, a couple of children, put them in a little bit of an altar and stab that children 1,000 times, cut them up in pieces, and do despicable things to the dead body. Would that person be, would you consider that person an evil person? Take the worst of the worst mankind that ever existed. Oh, let's go by the list. There's Stalin, there's Mao Zedong, did you know that Hitler was probably, you know, Hitler has always been in our mind to be the worst person, most numbers of murders that created genocide. But Stalin and all the Chinese conquerors in back in the day, and even the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, they did 40-50 million genocides. So you mean to say if evil doesn't exist, does that mean that they were just really, really bad people? And all the rapists and all the mass murderers and child molesters out there, they are just really, really bad people? But they're not evil people? What about in the old history of mankind, where parents sacrificed their young-born children to their man-made gods? They were just bad people? Forgive me, I'm trying not to be cynical or insulting or abrasive, but it just seems so absurd to me that it just seems so absurd to me that you could just call those people really bad, horrible people and not evil people. I don't know. It just... So what would you say then is, yeah, evil exists, but God doesn't exist? Oh boy, I don't know about that. And lastly, gold, guns, and golf. Look, I don't know why you are here in my channel. I'm not pushing you away. As I said, you have the right to believe what you believe. But my point lastly is this, okay? You're not gonna unconvince me that God does exist. You're not gonna turn me into an atheist, and it's not my job to make you believe what I believe. Okay, we both could agree with that, right? So since you are in my channel, why do you preach the non-existence of God, or to preach your belief, your religion of atheism? It just seems so, I don't know, man, it just seems so out of place. you're not, how do I say this? What are you trying to accomplish is what I'm asking. By commenting that God doesn't exist, and to tell people that sin is a man-made, invention, whatever. You're trying to convince people not to believe what I believe? Is that what you're trying to do? And I'm not disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm not mad that you are doing what you're doing. But it seems, what's the point? What is your point? What is your goal? Is what I'm asking. What is your goal to be watching my videos and commenting about and contradicting what I believe? That's the part I don't get. And I'm not trying to tell you you're not welcome here, don't watch my videos. I'm just curious to what your goal is. And if I may ask another question, atheism can that be a form of religion? I mean, what constitutes a religion anyway? What is religion? A belief of something we can't prove, right? I mean, I can't prove the existence of God, neither you can't prove the non-existence of God. In a certain way, you and I have something in common. We both believe something we cannot prove or can prove. Right? Would you agree with that? CRST is driving so very, very slow. So again, is atheism? Now I've kind of seen this on YouTube that some people claim that atheism is just another religion, and there was a somewhat of a answer from atheism that atheism is not a religion. I really don't know. I'm not smart enough to judge or to be in one side or not. It just seems like, but it seems to me that atheism is another form of belief. You believe that God doesn't exist, and you comment you are an atheist because of the Bible. The reason you're an atheist is because of what the Bible says. I don't know. It just, as I said, gold, if I may just call you gold, you and I have something in common. We both believe in something we have not yet seen or touched or can scientifically prove. So if I remember correctly, or if I deduce something in my feeble mind of what atheism is, there is no existence of a God, and when people die, it's lights out. That's it. That's all there is to it. What if you're wrong? you're smart enough to know what's at stake, what the Bible says about eternal hell and fire and hell and all that stuff. So if I live my life as a Christian the way I do, the worst thing that can happen is I have lived, a better life than the life that I lived in my previous younger life, which was full of drunkenness, carousing, despicable things, which I don't even want to think about. So at the end of my life, when I die and it's lights out, the end result is I've lived a life of, being kind to people, a moral life. But the thing is, if you are wrong, yeah, I think by now you get it. You get my point. Look, Gold, as I said, I'm not trying to convince you either way, but I am, however, just baffled by what your point, what your goal is every time I make a video about God and my belief. You seem to be hell-bent on contradicting what I believe, as if you're trying to convince people not to listen to me. So in other words, you are preaching. I'm preaching about God, you're preaching about non-existence of God. So I guess you and I are both preachers. What's the worst thing that can happen, Gold? What's the worst thing that can happen in my life if I believe the way I believe? What would be the bad thing about what I believe? I can understand if I was in a religion of sacrificing babies and killing people for not believing what I believe. Or some despicable, whatever weird kind of religion. What's the worst thing that can happen to society if I live the way I live? And why would you be against what I believe? Welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're only about 15 miles or less to the Flying J of Albuquerque, New Mexico, where Adrian Cruz, aka Big Dog, is waiting for us. is it entirely possible that you are hell-bent to believe what you believe because you love your sin and you don't want that conviction of guilt emerging? So you can justify to live the way you do. I know what you're going to say. You don't need to answer me, but I'm just hoping that you will be open-minded enough to consider the question. It's a beautiful, glorious day. It's a beautiful, glorious day in Albuquerque. In Albuquerque. I hope Adrian is there. I'm kind of in a hurry. Don't really have much time to play around. Here's a thought for everyone to chew on. I'm talking to everyone, okay? This is including myself. Here's a thought that we all can think about. So if evil doesn't exist, there's no hell. That means all the mass murderers in the world, all the rapists and child molesters and the despicable people out there that created genocide and atrocity against humankind or mankind. So they died without being punished. So does that mean that they got away with murder? It seems so wrong, doesn't it? So there are no consequences of people's action after this life? I don't know, man. It just seems so wrong. It seems so evil. It seems so evil to me to think that Hitlers and Stalins and all the mass murderers out there in the world, past, present, and future, that they died and lights out and there's no punishment for their crimes. It just, I don't know, man. I wonder if people that think like that, would they continue thinking of it if they themselves were a victim of such heinous crimes? Their family, their children, if they were murdered and, you know, affected personally with the non-evil people, can they still say evil does not exist? It's just a thought. Alright, here we go. Where's the big dog? First we gotta go off duty here, that way we can conserve our time driving to off duty. Hey, big dog, you out here somewhere? Are you serious? No, let me, I didn't think you were going to be here that fast, so let me back up out of here and, because I don't think this butler, well, yeah, we can do it right here, man.
Okay, I just want to be in the village, you know?
Yeah, let me back up out of here and find us a nice place to park.
There's a truck, a U.S. Express coming in, and I think there's someone right behind you.
Yeah, let me get out of here. Let me find a place to park. That way we don't have to rush and we don't have to make somebody wait.
Yeah, 10-4.
By the way, I got bad news.
What's going on?
I didn't bring the 67.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, way.
Okay, well, I'll follow you, man, either way.
You know, you could keep your excitement a little bit down a little bit, man. I can hear you and feel you giggle.
You know it. Well, maybe next time you come around, you'll probably get from back home, right?
Man, this is really bad for me because I'm in a hurry and I wish I could stay longer.
Yeah, 10-4.
But I'm coming back here, let's see. I'll probably be here Saturday. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Johnny, be good here. Peace.